What's going on, you guys? If you're new here, my name is Morgan and welcome back to another video. So we can't see any dogs today, unfortunately, so we cannot play Who's That Dog, which I haven't been doing a lot lately anyways. But in today's video, it's kind of more of a review and my thoughts on a movie we just watched, or I just watched. The dogs were playing. I watched Tyler Perry's Straw. Oh my goodness. So I saw the parts of the movie on TikTok, and that's actually what made me want to watch it in the first place. You know, in general, oh my goodness, the movie itself was amazing. I thought the movie was amazing. And it had a very different ending than what I was expecting. The way the ending went about, it kind of, don't take this the wrong way, especially if you're not a fan of Twilight, it kind of reminded me of the ending of Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2. So let's just put that out there. And if you don't want to watch this video, I'm just going to put this here right now, a disclaimer. You should probably not watch this video if you're worried about spoilers, because I'm not holding back with this. And so if you don't like spoilers, click on, scroll on. There's the door. Do not watch this video. Just stop here. Just going to say it. Stop here. If you're not worried about spoilers, if you're not going to watch the movie, then keep going. But anyways, you know, it reminded me of the Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2, the way the ending happened, and I did not see it coming, but the movie itself was absolutely tragic. I don't have kids, I just have my dogs. You know, I just lost my spouse recently, and it's always one thing after another, you know, between the fridge, the car, I have issues with other things, you know, it's never ending. And the movie itself really kind of puts a, you know, in perspective about not just life of a single mom, but life in general, how things just keep going and going and going. And, you know, not always, perseverance doesn't always work to a degree where you just do your best as you can. And then suddenly, you know, it just keeps kicking you, and it's a gut punch. The more life goes on, you know, the movie itself was incredibly tragic to me. I mean, not in in a bad way, but in the same time, I love the movie. Usually, I really enjoy all of Tyler Perry's movies. Let's, like, be real here. But Straw Hall really, honestly, it made me cry. You know, just the story in general, how she's struggling to provide for her daughter. And it turns out, again, if you don't like spoilers, keep going. Don't watch this video. It turns out her daughter had already passed, and she was living in the past like her daughter was still around, and her mom had to break it to her, you know, your daughter's gone, she had a seizure, and she's gone. So, you know, I did not see that coming in any way, shape, or form, so that was very interesting. I thought at the very least, you know, her daughter had been taken by foster care, child protection services, and she would be getting her daughter back, or she'd be seeing her daughter again, and then you get the phone call that, hey, you know, this has happened, everything you have gone through today, while it's true, everything you've been fighting for, it's the past and it's not the reality anymore, and you're struggling yourself, but this isn't real. It's time to snap back to reality. Everything that happened you did for no reason, because she's gone. That's the worst part about it, is that's really what happened. Honestly, oh my goodness, I did not expect that ending to it. You know, it had a sort of happy ending, I guess, that she, you know, none of the hostages passed, and she gave herself up with the help of the bank manager or assistant manager. She gave herself up, and it all ended up not really, I wouldn't really honestly call it a happy ending. Her daughter has passed, so it's not really a happy ending, but it's a happy outcome, I guess you could say. But the movie itself was absolutely tragic. It was so sad, and I did cry towards the end because, you know, I'm not going to lie, I get overly emotional about everything. I cried when Twilight came out, when I saw it in the movie theater, Breaking Dawn Part 2. I cried when it came out, so I'm very overly emotional. But this was like such a tragic movie, and it is the reality for a lot of people, and that's the worst thing. You know, you watch some of these movies, and they're so over-dramatized that it's not really the reality for a lot of people, but again, it's over-dramatized, it's over-dramatic. There it is. But when you watch Straw, you know, it's not really over-dramatized, because that is a reality for a lot of people, for a lot of parents, for a lot of families, being thrown out, being evicted, working till they can't work no more, having kids to provide for. And not just, you know, single moms, but families in general that work their butt off, but can't ever get ahead because in this day and age, we're in 2025. Housing is expensive. I am in a 2-bed, 1-bath. I think the house isn't even 1,000 square feet. It might be 1,100. I pay $1,575, $1,575 a month. My electric bill this month was $331. My water bill is $168. My gas bill was my lowest bill. It's like $30. And these are all things that I have to have: water, gas, electrical. This is the stuff I have to have. And that on minimum is what, $2,000 almost? Almost. No, that is $2,000, I think. If I did the math right, but I can't do math in my head. But it might be $2,900, $2,000, or $1,900 to $2,000. But that is the reality for a lot of families, that you work your butt off as much as you can, and then you can never get ahead, and you get evicted, and it just keeps down on your luck, down on your luck, down on your luck. I'm very grateful to do what I do and run the businesses that I run, even though I've been running them for over 5 years now. Losing my spouse, it was like a gut punch after another. His mother, him, his uncle, and then from now, and then it just keeps going and going and going. In 2 days, my car, my fridge. I just had an incident with a puppy. It's just like it's a gut punch after a gut punch after a gut punch. But all you can do is persevere and know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and just try to do as best as you can. But this movie, honestly, it really puts into perspective for you and for others the reality of life itself, and what a lot of lower class, even middle class people are struggling with right now. Just life in general. And there's a lot of things that people need that they can't live without. And the people that have kids, everybody says if you can't afford kids, don't have kids. Well, it doesn't always work like that. You could be fine on top of the world one second, and then you're down in the dumps the next, and you become middle class to lower class, and even below poverty level, or you're struggling to make ends meet, and you have this child. What are you supposed to do? There's nothing you really can do. All you can do is keep going and hoping you make it. Especially the single families, single parents. I had both my parents. My mom worked more than my dad. My dad got laid off, and we struggled for a while. He eventually found a job a couple months later, but it's the reality of life itself, unfortunately. But that's what the movie is for me, and my take on the movie is that it's just the epitome of reality of what a lot of people go through, and it's not over dramatized, because now you can live stream things like that. When she was in the bank, you can live stream your stuff like that and your troubles. They have YouTube, TikTok, Instagram Live. They have Twitch Live. It's the reality of what things are to this day, and it's unfortunate, and it sucks. But it just, honestly, this movie was amazing to me. I can't even begin to explain how much I enjoyed it. And if you like Tyler Perry movies, you'll probably like this one. I can almost guarantee it. I love this movie, and it was really, really hard watching it. And it honestly broke my heart, because it is the reality. It's not over-dramatized to me. It's really what the reality is these days, unfortunately. But anyways, I'd probably give it 10 out of 10 and 4 or 5 stars, because that's how much I actually enjoyed this movie. And I could say that, I'm horrible at rating things, but I'm just telling you my personal opinion on it. If I hate something, I will absolutely say I hate this. And I don't like to give bad reviews, but if I hate it, I will tell you I hate it. But I love this movie, and it made me cry, and it made me sad. But anyways, Straw on Netflix. Go check it out. I definitely recommend it, especially if you're into Tyler Perry movies. Go check it out. But anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. That's my thoughts on the movie Straw. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as usual, you guys, I'll see you guys next time in the next video. See you guys later.